So there's two rules of probability that we need to understand. The first rule of probability says that all probabilities will be between 0 and 1, including the 0 and 1. And the second is that the sum of my probabilities must be equal to 1. So if we think about the probabilities falling between 0 and 1, remember that if you listen to a weather forecast, they can talk about the chance of rain. When they talk about having a chance of rain, that's actually the probability that rain will occur that day or during some hour that day. And we have chances of rain occurring anywhere from 0% on any given day all the way up to 100% of that given day. And that's what we are considering here, that our probabilities will always fall between 0 and 1 or 0 and 100% if we're thinking in that term. And then again, the sum of our probabilities will always add up to be 1. So let's take just a moment and let's look at this example here. We want to determine if the probability model that we see on the screen is if the information we see on here actually does constitute a probability model. Notice here I have some color being given. I'm going to guess that maybe this is for probably M&Ms, and then the probability of obtaining that color in, let's say, a bag. And notice here that for each of my colors, there is an associated probability. So I have red is 0.1, green is 0.1, and so forth. So if I glance at the column representing probability, and if we are answering this idea of does this column here follow the two rules that we're talking about, well, every single one of these values in that probability column are between 0 and 1. So we have met the first criteria that all these numbers are going to be between 0 and 1 with no value larger than 1. The second idea says I have to have the sum of all the probabilities must be equal to 1. So I'm going to add up these numbers here and we'll see if they get to be 1. So 0.1, 2, 3, plus another 3 is 6, plus 0.4, uh-oh, I'm at 10 already, plus the 0.2. So if I were to add this entire column up, I would actually end up with 1.2. That does obviously not equal 1, and so this is not a probability model.